Okay, so you ready for the news? I am at the TI right now. And I gotta have the thing on my face, so excuse the muffled voice. TI. It's like dead in here. No, I don't know about Walmart, but El Super's a trip too. So we're gonna do news right now. A photographer at the Bunny Ranch. No, not quite. Okay. All right, you ready for news? All right, I appreciate that, Scott. I'm reading. These things like hook onto the beard and get all freaking freaky. I got like all threads hanging out. All right, not so much breaking news, but here's the deal. All right, careful in the comments, be cool. This is the news. This is what you need to know. I'm gonna do a separate video on this, probably right after I'm done with this, a drive-in chat. But here's the news. Our illustrious governor, let me get the wrinkles out of my shirt. All right, there we go. Our illustrious governor came on the air. He did his address. And what his address was, he was discussing large events and how large events were going to take place from here on out until, I don't know, the end of time, whatever. So he gave event operators, and that could be conventions, that could be anyone, and the local businesses, restaurants, all the rest of that, gave them a choice yesterday that they could take two paths, and he would be pleased with either. And this mandate. So the first path was that the establishment can choose this path, and this path is everyone, regardless of this status, has to have this status. So regardless of this, you have to wear this. That was one path. That's for local businesses, that's for events, that's for stadiums, that's for concerts, that's for conventions, that's for nightclubs, whatever. That's path one. Path two is the venue or the event coordinators can say only the people with this are even allowed in. And you have to provide proof. And we'll talk about the proof providing in a minute. So he laid out the two paths. One, everyone does this regardless of this. The other one is you're only allowed if you did this, but then you don't have to wear this once you get inside. Leading up to it, no. Once you're inside, you can come off. Okay, and he also said that if you do this, the reward, in his opinion, and these are exact words, the reward for doing this is you get the reward of removing this. All right, exact words. So, what have the places decided to do so far? And trust me, they were ready for this. MGM Properties went ahead and mandated all their employees, all their salaried employees, as a condition of working there, have to do this, or AMF. Now, there's a difference between salary and hourly for those of you who don't know. Hourly is you make $12 an hour, you work your 40 hours, you go home. A salaried employee makes 600, makes 800, makes 1,000, makes 500, whatever, flat. That's their salary for the week, regardless of whether they work 30 hours or 90 hours. That's a salaried employee. And that's like above, you're getting into management, assistant managers, things like that, salaried employees. So right now, all salaried employees have to go and do that. It's not a matter of showing that you're negative or anything like that. You must do that if you're salaried or if you are a new hire. So everyone coming in, whether they're an hourly or a salary from now on, as a condition of employment, has to get that. And the people who are currently working there, who are hourly, can still provide proof of a negative, but at their own expense. They'll have to do a copay. I think it's every once a week or twice a week. It's a it's a $15 copay through MGM to get the test on the spot. I think twice a week. So it's going to cost you 15 or 30 bucks a week. So that's going to be 60 to 120 a month. If you're hourly, you're a pre-existing employee, but you have to continue to do that until further notice. So that's the MGM policy. Nobody else has dropped their policy yet. At the P and the V, hold on. At the P and the V across the street, that's been a policy. They've been, testing, and they've been, mandating and all the rest of that. So that's number one. And they said you don't have to do it there because there are places in town where you can get a free test, but it can't be like the lame-o test. It has to be the test that takes a little while. So it's kind of inconvenient to go there for the 2-week test, and you can get it for free, but it might not be valid by the time you work. So basically you're gonna go there and get it for 15 bucks a pop as a copay or whatever it is. So that's the first thing that happened. MGM, they were the first to bust a move. Okay, the next to bust a move was, now bear in mind, there's a lot of local and bars and restaurants and things like that all over town that are already posting signs on the door that say, only the people with this are allowed in. The rest of the places are like, as long as you got this, it doesn't matter whether you got that, you can still come in. But a lot of places are starting to transition to, you must have this if you even want to come near this place. They're making their employees do it, and anyone who walks in the door, that's restaurants, retail shops, they're already starting. So today, 2 things happened. One was the Raiders, the Las Vegas Raiders over here at Allegiant, said that they're taking path 2, which is, in order to go to a game, you must have this. So they're making it mandatory that anyone who steps foot in their place has to have this. There's no proof of negative. And then once they're inside, you can take it off. Once you're in your seat, okay, you take it off. But they are making it mandatory that everybody that walks in, bam, like this. I don't know what's gonna happen if you're like a season ticket holder or something like that. I don't know. I haven't looked that deep into it yet. So maybe if you're a season ticket holder, you don't want to do this. Maybe you get a rebate. Maybe you could sell them. I don't know if they're transferable, but that's what it is. So if you're a Raiders fan and you have any intention of going into Allegiant Stadium, you must have that. Flat out, no exceptions. And they're going to be checking it with this. There's several apps that you can put on your phone and download your status. So you get your, when you get this, you get the QR code and you go bloop, 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 bloop into your phone, and now that serves as your papers to prove that you got this. It also tracks you. Where you are, where you've been, who you're hanging out with. It can communicate with all the other people around you. I'm only hanging out with other people who did this. Well, on Thursday night, you were hanging out with 4 people who did this and 3 people Who didn't do that? So we know that's what the app does, and that is for contact tracing, and so that way they could track down patient zero or whatever if someone doesn't, or someone gets the thing regardless of this. So yeah, that's going to be on the phone, and Allegiant Stadium already said they are using the app, so there's no fooling that. So you're gonna go in there, you're gonna be there, boop, and they're gonna scan your QR code because you scanned the other one, and they're gonna know that you got it, who you are, who you're with, the whole bit. All right. So that's the Raiders. So yeah. Okay, what's next? It came out this morning that CES, the world's largest electronics show and this town's largest convention, the Consumer Electronics Show, which when this and this and this and all this other shit isn't going on, they run over 200,000 attendees. That doesn't even account for all the vendors, the employees, the event staff. So you're talking like 250,000 people to 300,000 people on a good year. They're making it mandatory. You cannot. I'm tired of seeing that yet? Let's see, let me get it out of the way. They're making it mandatory, and they are using the Broop Broop app in order to check your status. So in order to attend CES, or to be a vendor, or participate on any level, even if you're dropping off toilet paper in the shitter, you gotta broop, 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 so it's mandatory. That's CES, the largest convention, if not one of the largest, the largest convention in Las Vegas. Biggest moneymaker too. No exceptions, no medical exceptions, no negative tests, just you can't come in, you can't vend, you can't deliver, you can't serve, and you can't just be here without it. So they made that decision. So what does that mean? That means that others will probably follow suit quickly. And you'd say, why? Why would they want to discriminate, and why would they want to draw the line? Okay, let's talk about two things real quick. One being, you gotta view what's taking place now in terms of the businesses making this decision. What do they have to lose at this point? Now let's go back to the Raiders. What do the Raiders have to lose by doing this? Not a whole lot. You see how these decisions are being made? They're being made, public safety, but they're also being monetarily made, like everything else that gets done in corporate America. Monetary decisions are being made. So what's the monetary decision at Raiders? What's the play? Okay, the play is simple. The play is, if you don't have this, you're going to give your ticket or sell your ticket. So either way, they're going to get an ass in their seat. What do they care? Is it going to be half empty because, 50% of the people are going to be like, oh, I'm not going just because of that? No, it's not. Because the people who are not going to burn their tickets, the people who have tickets and all that are not going to boycott them like everyone says, It's not going to happen. They got their TV deals. They got their sponsorships. If you're really committed, I'm not going there because I don't agree with them. I'm going to burn my ticket, my season ticket for $14,000. Let me get this bit going. They're not going to do it. People don't have that level of conviction. They're going to sell it in protest. So the Raiders have nothing to lose. They know the people are still going to watch it on TV if they want, Instead of attending, they're going to get the package, on cable. So what does the Raiders have to lose by doing that? Not much. Not much at all. So they made the decision. They got ahead of it. Okay, what does CES have to lose? Okay, CES and all these other conventions have already proved that they can run a convention online. They can have a convention here. If they get half of the attendees, they're still going to broadcast it all over the frickin' planet, and people will still show up virtually. The vendors, the purpose of the convention is for the vendors to get eyeballs on their products for the upcoming year. They do not care whether your ass is physically sitting in the seat in front of them or you're watching it on your phone, 1,000 miles away. The vendors could care less if you get to see their product. So what does CES have to lose? Nothing. So that's why I'm saying you'll probably see more of that. More conventions will probably start going virtual. It's a given. It's just an evolution. It would have happened one way or the other. Now, is the town happy about that? F no. Okay, so now let's cover the last topic and the big topic, which is, will that happen in places like this, the TI, the V, the P, the M? Is it going to happen? Are they going to stop you before you come in the door and say, show me your papers? I mean, your phone. Let me make sure that you're on there, and let's database you. And that way I'll have a smoother time coming in and out later, because we'll know. We'll know who you've been hanging with and whatever. Are they going to do that? Okay, let's get back to what I was just saying about the money. Right now, these properties do have something to lose. Unlike the Raiders, who have next to nothing to lose, unlike the conventions, who have next to nothing to lose, these places have something to lose. So they're not ready to jump on board with that. Trust me. They can get their employees to do it, which alleviates a lot of pressure for them. But, and that's an easy one for them, but they're not going to do it yet. And I do say yet. And why do I say yet? Simple. Because it's about, if you're into marketing, it's about market penetration. When this thing has sufficient market penetration, when 80% of the people who they think will come in here and put their asses in one of these seats, or 70, or 75, or 80, or 90, when they think there's that level of market penetration of all the people who will come here, they'll do it. They will definitely do it. Right now, it would not be a good decision because they still don't have the overseas traffic, and people will, if they started doing it tomorrow, they just won't come because they can't. If they say you can't step foot in this place, how's my hair looking? All right. If you can't step foot in this place unless you did this, we don't care about this, but you got to get that to walk in the door. They will lose money instantly. Instantly, because the penetration of this right now, they say it's around 50%. It's probably not. It's probably closer to like 30 to 40. Just from what I've read, it might have gone up since then. So that could be a big whack to their pocketbook. But as the percentage ratchets up, or if the pressure coming from, the power, not that one, the powers that be is enough. Like if they were threatened, listen, you do it because we want to protect from another shutdown. There might be a shutdown, so if you want to get ahead of the shutdown that's coming next month, you might want to do it. If the penetration of everyone getting this gets high enough, it'll be a no-brainer, because what are they going to lose? They'll lose a little bit, so they're not going to care about, losing X amount of percent. But they'll care about losing 50% right now. They'll care about losing, getting shut down. So will it come to these places unless something changes? My prediction is probably. It's hard to, they're going to have to set up something on every door or scanners that hit your phone. Otherwise, you're going to have lines out the door. It'll be some way, it'll work with your phone to GPS you as you come in, or like at the door, you'll just like swipe your phone in order to get in to keep down the traffic. But most likely, but not yet. So keep an eye on two things. Speaking of words being spoken, like shutdown might push these properties to do it, and if the penetration gets high enough, if you start to hear in the news that, oh yay, 80% of the population worldwide has got this, they'll probably do it. So just those will be your factors to look at. But for right now, threads. The beard pulls the inside of these things. See? So those will be your indications of whether they'll do it, but they're not going to do it yet. So plan on, Life is Beautiful, EDC, all the big music events, all the big concerts, all the conventions, they'll be doing it soon, like real soon, because they just don't care. They're not going to lose anything by doing it. So be prepared for that. It's not about not caring. They don't care about what they have to lose because they don't really have anything to lose at this point. It's just a win for them. It's an easy comply. That way they get ahead of, whatever bullshit's rolling their way. So they can say, no, we're cool. We've been doing this since you first asked. Remember, bro? All right, so that's that. So that's what you need to know. And I'll make a separate video about it. And if anything else changes, but if CES as a convention, like, okay, we're gonna go to or I'll take you to, or I might go to the WPPI convention, it's small. It's like shriveling on the vine. It might be the last year I go. We might just go there and make fun of everything. But, it's already taken place, so they can't change in the middle of it and kick everyone out. But for the future, if CES, one of the biggest, if not the biggest in the entire Las Vegas convention venue, is going 100% this, what do you think one that's 50,000, 20,000, 80,000 is gonna do? They're gonna be like, yeah, of course, we got to do it too. That's what they're gonna do. So be prepared for that. There's someone waving at me. Someone over there waving at me. I can't even tell because they're covered. Oh, I see super chattage. Glenn, thank you very much for that. 10 banana ranas from Canada. Okay, so was everyone, let's see. The bottom line is that thy vlogger promoters Vegas don't want to hear about some. I don't even know what that's supposed to mean, but anyway, right now I am in the TI. Gary in the house. Let's see. All right, you're repeating yourself, so Come On Man is about to get banned. Thank you very much. Okay. I have no idea. I hope everyone's like behaving. Yeah, epic gyros. That's what I want to get into. SEMA will probably, they have to, they probably will. They probably will. But as they come up, and that's the best, most concise, most probably pragmatic, unbiased. It's just the news. That's just what's going on.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.